I think it's, kind of get to see where you at. I think it'll level me out as far as where I'm truly am as a player, and I think that hopefully that everything I've been through as far as the training, the preparation is going to prepare me for it.
Imagine this, you're Kelsey Mitchell, and you've been grinding for years without a playoff appearance. Now, you're not just in the playoffs, but you're part of a duo that's forcing entire arenas to change.
I think that the work that I put in individually and then the organization and being here for these 7 years, I hope that it was going to come to a point where I'd be here.
How did the Fever go from underdogs to the hottest ticket in the WNBA? Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. Let's talk about the Fever's wild ride. Picture this, a team that hasn't sniffed the playoffs since 2016 suddenly becomes the talk of the league. It's like they went from zero to hero overnight. And at the center of it all, Kelsey Mitchell and rookie sensation Caitlin Clark. You know what's crazy? These two aren't just playing well together, they're changing the game. Mitchell's been in the league for years, but now with Clark by her side, she's reaching new heights.
I'm very humbled. I never thought I would get here. I've seen a lot of lows, obviously, but I look back on it now and I think it was worth it. Me and him go back to the point where we trained together at Ohio State, so, we kind of know each other, and so from that perspective, it was good to get a conversation and get a glimpse of how it looked.
It's like they unlocked some secret basketball cheat code. But how did they do it? What made this duo so special that they're forcing teams to move to bigger arenas? That's what we're about to find out. Remember when we said Mitchell was reaching new heights with Clark? Well, that was just the warm-up. These two didn't just raise the bar, they obliterated it. What could possibly make two teammates so in sync that they're forcing the league to rewrite its record books? Let's talk about the game that changed everything. Mitchell and Clark didn't just play well, they made WNBA history. Both of them scored over 30 points and hit 5 or more three-pointers in the same game. That's never happened before with teammates, ever. It's like they were playing a video game on easy mode, except this was real life. But here's the thing, it's not just about one game. Mitchell's been on fire lately. She's averaging 28.3 points over her last 7 games. That's not just good, that's superstar level. And it's happening right as the Fever are making their playoff push. Coincidence? I don't think so. You know what's even crazier? Mitchell calls their partnership a Batman and Robin dynamic. But let's be real, it's more like Batman and Batman. They're not sidekicks, they're co-stars in this basketball blockbuster. Mitchell said something that really stuck with me. She talked about their chemistry getting better and better. I think the best part about it is that our chemistry continues to get better, she said. That's scary for the rest of the league. If they're already making history, imagine what they'll do when they're fully in sync. But it's not just about scoring.
You mentioned it right there. Just what's that mean to you to do it with this franchise and for you, who's been a respected player for so long? Just what's that mean to you?
Oh man, I'm very grateful. Yeah, man. I recently talked to my close friend D'Angelo Russell. He got a glimpse of it, and we go real back. So
these two are changing the way the Fever play. Mitchell mentioned their pace, saying, "I think our pace is kind of setting us apart from a lot of different teams. They're not just beating teams, they're running them off the court. Think about it. Mitchell's been in the league for years, but she's never played like this before. It's like Clark unlocked something in her game. And Clark, she's a rookie playing like a 10-year vet. Together, they're not just teammates, they're a basketball revolution." This isn't just about two players having a good stretch. It's about a duo that's redefining what's possible in the WNBA. They're not just winning games, they're changing the game itself. Every time they step on the court, fans are wondering what record they'll break next. And here's the kicker, they're just getting started. This is their first season together. If they're already making history, what's going to happen when they've had a full year to gel? The rest of the league better watch out, because the Mitchell-Clark show is just beginning. Think the NBA is the only league with skyrocketing viewership? Think again. The Mitchell-Clark show isn't just changing the game on the court, it's transforming the entire WNBA landscape. What if I told you their impact goes far beyond highlight reels and stat sheets? There's a seismic shift happening in the league, and it's all because of two players in Indiana. Let's talk numbers, because these aren't just impressive, they're game-changing. The Indiana Fever saw a mind-blowing 133% increase in viewership on the ION network. We're not talking about a few extra eyeballs here and there. We're talking about 23 million unique viewers during the season. That's not just growth, That's an explosion. But here's where it gets really interesting. The average viewership for WNBA games on ION was around 670,000. Not bad, right? Well, hold on to your seats, because 7 telecasts averaged over 1 million viewers. And guess what? All of those featured the Indiana Fever. Coincidence? I don't think so. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but who's watching? Well, prepare to have your mind blown again. There was a 181% increase in viewership among the male audience aged 25-54. That's not just a demographic shift. That's a whole new fan base discovering the WNBA. And it's all happening because of what's going down in Indiana. Let's talk about the Clark effect for a second. Kelsey Mitchell, who's been in the league for years, is suddenly getting recognition like never before, and she's not shy about giving credit where it's due. Mitchell straight up said, "I don't think people would know without C-squared." That's right, Clark isn't just elevating Mitchell's game. She's elevating her entire profile in the league. But this isn't just about 2 players becoming fan favorites. This surge in popularity is literally changing how the game is played and where it's played. The Washington Mystics are moving a game to the Capital One Arena, a much larger venue. Why? Because they know the Fever are coming to town, and they need the extra seats. That's not just a scheduling change. That's a whole team admitting they can't contain the Fever in their regular arena. Imagine being so popular that other teams have to change their home court just to accommodate your fans. That's not just success, that's influence on a whole different level. The Fever aren't just winning games, they're changing how the entire league operates. And here's the thing, this is just the beginning. Clark is a rookie, and Mitchell is hitting her stride. If they're causing this much chaos now, imagine what's going to happen as they continue to gel and improve. The rest of the league isn't just on notice, they're scrambling to keep up. This isn't just about basketball anymore, it's about a cultural shift. The WNBA is no longer the NBA's little sister. It's becoming a powerhouse in its own right, and the Fever are leading the charge. They're not just attracting basketball fans, they're creating new ones. People who never watched women's basketball before are tuning in, and they're getting hooked. New fans are great, but winning in the playoffs? That's a whole different ballgame. The Fever aren't just showing up, they're changing the game. Imagine holding the mighty Aces under 90 points. Twice. That's not luck, that's a team with a plan. And Kelsey Mitchell? She's got some tricks up her sleeve that nobody saw coming. You might think making the playoffs is enough for a team that's been out of contention for so long. But the Indiana Fever? They're not here to participate, they're here to dominate. And it all starts with Kelsey Mitchell's secret weapon, NBA-level preparation. Mitchell's been picking the brains of some serious ballers. We're talking D'Angelo Russell and Miles McBride. These guys know a thing or two about playoff pressure, and Mitchell's soaking up every bit of wisdom she can get. It's like she's building a playoff playbook from the ground up. But here's the kicker. It's not just about flashy plays and scoring. Mitchell's focusing on the mental game too. She's all about confidence and practice. In her own words, "I think the main thing is game by game." That's not just a cliche. It's a battle plan. And it's not just Mitchell. The whole Fever team is locked in. They're not getting caught up in the hype or the pressure. They're staying grounded, focused on each game as it comes. It's like they found this perfect balance between excitement and laser focus. You want to know how serious they are? Look at their defense. The Fever held the Las Vegas Aces. Yeah, those Las Vegas Aces under 90 points. Not once, but twice this season. That's like holding back a tidal wave with your bare hands. It shows they can hang with the best of the best. Mitchell's talking about the playoffs like it's both a dream come true and just another day at the office. She's pumped about making it after her journey with the Fever, but she's not letting it go to her head. It's all about staying grounded, even when the stakes are sky high. You know what's really impressive? The team mentality. Mitchell spilled the tea on their locker room vibe. "I think in our locker room, even when coaches talk about it, we focus from game to game." That's not just talk. That's a team that's locked in, ready for whatever comes their way. This isn't just about 1 or 2 star players anymore. The Fever have turned into a well-oiled machine. They're not relying on individual heroic. They're playing as a unit, and that's what makes them dangerous. It's like they've taken all that regular season magic and distilled it into pure playoff potential. And let's not forget, this is a team that's used to being the underdog. But now, they're flipping the script. They're not just happy to be invited to the dance. They're coming to own the dance floor. Every practice, every game, every moment is building towards something bigger. The Connecticut Sun might be their first playoff opponent, but the way the Fever are preparing, you'd think they were gearing up for a championship run. And who knows, with the way they're playing, with the mindset they've got, anything's possible. Let's talk about the Fever's incredible journey. From underdogs to playoff contenders, they've flipped the script on everyone. And it's not just about wins and losses. The whole WNBA is feeling the Fever effect. Viewership? Through the roof? Perceptions? Totally changed. Excitement? Off the charts. Mitchell and Clark aren't just playing basketball, they're reshaping the entire league. Mitchell said it best. I know what the bottom feels like, and I don't want to be there no more. That's the fire driving this team, and with Clark by her side, they're unstoppable. Mitchell even admitted, we're new to Caitlin, and Caitlin is new to us, so it's an adjustment as far as those eyes. You know what's crazy? This could be the start of something huge. Are we watching the birth of the next great basketball dynasty? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure, the future is fever.